course, last week we discovered that authors of All About books sometimes use a page where they describe 4 different kinds of things. So we saw last week different kinds of dogs in some of these All About books, and I even made a different kinds of flowers page for my All About book. So today we are going to learn about another type of chapter that authors use. So our objective for today is I can add facts. By labeling parts of my subject. On a diagram. So, I want to show you this All About book by Rebecca Gilpin, and it's called Spiders. So right away on the first page, I noticed she has labeled the parts of a spider. I know. This is pretty small, so I made it bigger for you on the screen. I know some people don't like spiders.
Whoa.
But we can control. It's not real. It's just a photograph.
Is it
So,
on the page?
Rebecca Gilpin, she's labeled the body. She's labeled the head. My turn. The fang, the eyes, and the hairy legs. So she's taught us about the different parts of a spider by using a diagram. So on the diagram, there's a picture and labels. We know that in nonfiction books, they use a lot of labels. So in a diagram rail, has all of these labels of the parts of a spider. So when I saw this book, it got me thinking about Kimura and Anai, because they're both writing all about fish books. And that made me think that they could use what Rebecca Gilpin did to label the parts of a fish in their book. They could have a page about the parts of a fish. They could label the different fins, the eyes, the scales, all the different parts of a fish. And then I was thinking about my topic of flowers, and I wanted to make a diagram and teach my readers about the parts of a flower. So I've titled my page Flower Diagram, and mine is pretty simple. I have the picture of the flower, and I'm going to label the different parts because I want to teach my reader about the different parts of the flower. So I'm gonna label the petals, the stem, the leaves, and the roots. And so the reason I'm telling you this is because I think in some of your books, you will be able to label the subject of your book and label the different parts using a diagram. Just like I have and just like Rebecca Gilpin has in her book. So now, I want to give you some personal think time. Think about the topic you are writing about. Could you draw that topic and label the different parts? Personal think time. Okay. Now I want you to whisper to your thinking partner and tell them, hold on, I haven't said the magic word. Tell them what your topic is and if you think that you could create a diagram and what parts would you label. Like Kimura, I bet she's going to tell Nyara that she could label the fins, the eyes, the scales, all those parts of a fish. So you tell your partner either yes or no, I could use a diagram, and what you would label. Lion. Right.
What are you talking about? I will parts about dinosaurs.
I didn't have this one. What your topic? Did you create a diagram?
I will put different kinds of dinosaurs. All about water, all about
Okay, coming back together in 5,
how to make a cookie.
in 4, in 3, in 2. We almost have everyone sitting like a scholar. Give me eye contact. In 1, and 0. I heard a lot of great ideas about scholars who want to label, draw and label the subject of their All About book. Zachary was telling me about how he's going to draw a polar bear and use a diagram to label the different parts. Raheem was telling me he was going to draw a lion because he's writing all about lions and use a diagram to label the different parts of a lion. So, as you continue writing your All About book, remember that authors think whenever they start a new page and start a new chapter, they think, what am I going to teach my reader? Last week, we talked about using a different kinds of something page. We're going to, when you teach your reader about different kinds of things. Today, we talked about using a diagram. So when you go back to your seats, if you're one of those people that thought, yeah, I want to draw my subject and label it with a diagram, then you can come up and get one of these pieces of paper. But when I'm conferencing today, I'm going to be looking for writers who are thinking about what do I want to teach my reader. And if you want to teach your reader the parts of your subject, then you can create a diagram. You can either draw it in your book, or you can use one of these special diagram papers. Okay? So we're ready to go back to our seats and start writing. I'm trying to look for the row that is all sitting like a scholar. I'm ready to go back to their seats. If you're on a green square. If you're on a square. If you are off the carpet. Very respectful. I just came up, got the paper. That's the good part. That's your decision. That's how often it is. Those are kind of more, and we're looking for backs. You should be back in your seat. And two, that's my side, you're the only one. Not at your seat. So do you know different kinds of monkeys? Like I know there's a kind of a monkey called a spider monkey. So that's what I'm talking about, like actual different kinds, not just words to describe, not just words to describe the monkey. Okay, so in my notes list, I'm going to put that you're going to be working on writing 4 different kinds of monkeys. And if you're not sure, where could you look to find out about different kinds of monkeys? Where could you look if you don't know any kinds of monkeys besides the spider monkey? Where can you look?
In the book.
Find the different kinds. So write the ones you know. And if you're not sure, but I'm going to put in there that we talked in my notes that we talked about how you have to write facts, even on your different kinds. So it's really good that you're using the different kinds of monkey paper. But you need to use only facts. I'm going to check to make sure that you finish. I'm saying that in my notes. That you finish this page with real different kinds of monkeys.